Hello guys. Hello. So hello guys. Let's wait for a couple more minutes, just to get in more people. Of course, I could see the number of people viewing it online is slowly rising it up. Let's give them some time and allow them some space to log into the system. So hi Srinivas, hi Rohit. So do you guys see the slides and also me at the corner? Do you see both the contents? If yes, then type yes in the YouTube video section, comment section. Yes, hi Srinivas, hi Rohit, Raj, hi Sri Harsha, hi Ashrafi. Thanks for joining, and let's just wait for a couple more minutes. As I said, let's wait for the people to join us. So yes, we'll just a second. So we'll start. So you guys are able to see both the slides and a picture, a little picture of mine, right? Let's get into the business. So I once again welcome you all to this lovely session. So first up, I would like to thank the Grow 90, the team, Joey Dash, and a lot of enthusiasts in Grow 90. So I wish you all great success in the coming years. Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks for inviting me for this webinar. It's my pleasure to host a webinar on telling stories with data. So that is where we meet today. So yes. So before getting to the content, I'll just introduce myself. So let me just browse around whether I'm able to spot guys. So read the slides. Slides aren't visible, is it? Hello, Tech Table, Tech Table, guys from Tech Table and Grow 90. I mean, like they're kind of brothers. They grow together. So I'd like to thank them as well because I had about what next, what can be done after COVID situation with the Tech Table guys, and I would again like to thank them. So yes, and if you are looking for any mentorship programs, please do contact Grow 90. It is a beautiful team set up by students of IIT Madras, which will be uh, really supporting smaller firms, and they do have a beautiful mentorship program for students. So yes, keep doing cool stuffs. Tech Table and Grow 90. Keep going. That is what I can say. So yes, thanks a lot. Yes, Maniman, and my screen is shared. Slide is visible with your pick, Piyush. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay, so let's get into the topic. So as I said before getting into it, some of you might know me already, but for those who are not sure who is this Vijay Pravin, let me give you an overview. So I'm Vijay Pravin Maharajan. I'm basically from Tirunelveli, so Tirunelveli of Tamil Nadu down south. I did my bachelor's in electronics and instrumentation engineering, and after that I went on to do my master's. I did my masters in Technical University of Munich, which is in Germany, but that was long back. And then thereafter I worked as a data professional. I worked as a data analyst, data visualization expert, and right now I'm working as a data professional with Siemens, Germany. So I live in Munich since 2013, so it's like close to 7 years now. And the time is close to 5:30, 5:40 here in Germany. So for those who are up late night, I mean, not still late night, but it is over 9 o'clock in India. And I could see the enthusiasm. I mean, like, the crowd is picking up. I could see a lot of comments pouring in. Thanks a lot for the huge response. And things that I did, I mean, like, this was a slide prepared by Grow 90 and Joey. Thanks a lot. I am a data storyteller. Here you can see in the slide that I'm a TEDx speaker. Yes, I spoke at TEDx last November, and I also recently received an award of 40 under 40 data scientists in India. So yeah, that's in short about me, and let's get into some data. Let's get into some business. Yes. Yes. Before that, I'd like to read out some comments. Yeah. Ravi Koti Teja, Tamil Nadu. Manivandan, Vanakkam Anna, Vanakkam. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the responses, guys. I mean, like, there are too many comments to read out in such a short time, so I will, like, directly go into the video. So, what are we gonna talk today? First, we'll see what is data science, what it is, what are the buzzwords that are going around, and what kind of tools that we can use. Let's say either for programmers or non-programmers, what sort of tools we can make use of. And then we'll go into this topic in detail, which is stories and data. So I'll relate how important it is about stories and data, and how crucial it is to build a story out of the data. Yes. So what is data science? I mean, data science is everywhere, right? So everybody talks about data science. uh, just few hours before, even I myself had a session about data science, what next after COVID, with tech table guys. So data science is everywhere. I mean, like, if you are a techie and if you are into IT and this white collar profession, you might have somehow gone across this data science profession. So it is where people make a lot of wonders in the sense they do make a lot of beautiful data products, and that is what I am good at, and that's why I planned for this webinar. So what are the buzzwords that you see when you took into this data science? So before going into the buzzwords, let's talk about the importance of this AI, ML, and data science. So if you look at the Fortune 500 companies since 2000, it's been 20 years since 2000, and almost half of the Fortune 500 companies have already been pushed out of the market. So let's take some of the market players like Kodak. So they are no more. I mean, like, they are almost at the verge of extinction. So that is what data science can do to any industry. So that's why we are planning for this session. I mean, we are into this session. So we'll talk more and more about what is it and why it is super important. So okay, so I'm a beginner. I'm logging on to Google and asking Google what is it, what is data science, and what are the buzzwords that I can hear. So the thing is, you will hear a lot and you will see a lot about these things. For instance, Jupyter notebooks, Python, TensorFlow, NumPy, R, can be many. I mean, these are the things that you will come across when you research about data science. So yes, these are the buzzwords, these are the things that you will come across and you need to face, of course, on your journey of data science. So what exactly is the stories? So let's say everybody watches movies, right? Everybody literally watches movies. So for instance, I recently had this session before, but again, for people who are not aware of how stories and data can be related. Here it is. So everybody watches movies. For instance, myself, Vijay Pravin, I look at thriller genres. I mean, like I kind of like action movies and thriller movies. But for some, you guys are more into love movies or romantic movies, for instance. So that's why I mean, like movies can be of different types, of different genres, and same as I mean, like in the same sense, there can be books of various genres. So some guys have been inspired from a lot of books that are out there. So this is what I'm trying to build. So there are movies, there is web series like Money Heist, Breaking Bad, and so on. So there is that, and then there are books. So what is the common thing that is binding these three things? It is stories, right? So as you can see in the slide, stories can be powerful, can be memorable, and sometimes it is funny, it is emotional, and at the same time it is captivating as well. So the basic idea is to we have stories, and now we move on to data. Believe me, as a data professional, I'd say data is pretty boring. So data is completely dry. You need to be nerdy in order to understand what a data is. And sometimes it gets impersonal as well. So in that case, it is pretty vague. So what you should do in order to make you understand and get deep into data, first you need to relate it with a story. You need to be able to build a story out of it. So that is what the motto or the motive of this particular session. Let's see what we can do. So as I said, first understand the context. So you should be able to understand what is the data. It can be a pharmaceutical data, it can be a retail industry data, it can be even a number of items sold or items listed on a particular website. So first thing is you need to understand the context, and then you should be in a position to choose an effective visual. This is where you need to be really cautious. I mean, like most of the industries, they just go with simple charts like pie chart, bar graph, and whatnot. Like there are so many other basic charts. But then you need to be sure about which kind of visuals cater the needs of problems, which problems. And then you need to also considering the fact that you need to eliminate the clutters. So clutters in the sense there are a lot of unwanted elements in the data, so that comes under data cleaning. But then you need to pick out things that are not so interesting and not so compelling to the clients or the customers. And then you need to focus. I mean, focus needs to be set, and then you tell a story. So that is how you should develop a story. So understanding the context, choosing an effective visual, removing the clutters, setting a focus, and then tell a story. So that's how you should look at things. So when it comes to data science, many of you might have seen, as I have already showed to you, you have gone through a lot of Python materials, you have written a lot of beautiful R scripts, for instance, and here you can see a lot of Python libraries like NumPy, SciPy, scikit-learn, Keras, and Matplotlib. Everything has its own function. So, for instance, Matplotlib is helpful in building visualizations, and you can build any kind of models, build any kind of algorithms when it comes to Python. So that's what you need to first think of. Choose a platform, chart from Spotify. So they do it at the end of every year. So most of you might be aware of this particular chart. So they'll tell you how many minutes you have listened to Spotify in the past year, what are the top most songs you have listened to, and the top artists. I see a lot of people sharing this content, this particular content on their Instagram handles, Facebook handles and whatnot. Even some people do post it on LinkedIn, which is a bit crazy, but that is how it is. So these are kind of examples where companies do thrive in. They just jump in with a lot of uh, interesting stories, and what they do is they make you reopen the particular app, and they push you to use it more and more. So that's how it goes. So, and this is another one such similar example from Uber. So they again they tell you how many number of days since you have joined, how many miles you have traveled in a particular year, and what kind of ratings uh, given to you, or which you give to a rider. So that's a pretty interesting story at the end of every year. So in a way you get a story out of it, and you learn more about yourself. So that is more important. And of course, the mother of all, we have Google. They have all our data, so they'd be I mean, streaming all of uh, the world trends. So if you look at the top searches of the last year, it was India versus South Africa, probably because of the World Cup, I assume. And there was, of course, Copa America, which is a famous tournament. Cameroon boys, Bangladesh versus India could probably be because of that Nagin dance, and a bit of Dhoni giving some little high five to brother Mustafizur. So could be the reason. And yeah, of course, news. When it comes to news, yes, ICC Cricket World Cup was among the top of charts, because I mean, like, most of the people are into cricket, particularly when it comes to Asia. And yeah, Notre Dame was in the news for a while, but yeah, now it is hopefully rebuilt. Yes. So yes, as I said, for data storytelling, what are the important and impactful factors? So a lot of people talk about data science. They talk a lot about algorithms, models, and how to approach a problem, how to build a solution for that, but very little talk about narration. So that is why I thought, why not, let's give a talk on data storytelling. So I would see this as three main aspects. So one is data science, visualization, and then narration. So some might be really good into coding. So I have seen a lot of programmers, for instance, who code like anything. So all they know is coding, coding, coding. So they do a lot of coding stuffs. And some build a beautiful visualization. So they build a lot of beautiful visualizations. So what connects this data science part and visualization? It's the narration. It has to be the key vehicle. It is the key vehicle. So it drives you the data science product that you have built, and it if it is compelling, then of course the customer or the client is for sure gonna buy that product from you. So that is how you should look at it. And yeah, just a little break in between. I'll just post a small request. Maybe you can take a screenshot of the chat window, or the video what you see, and you can post it on LinkedIn and tag both Grow90 and myself. So I'm available on Vijay Pravin Maharajan on my LinkedIn handle. You can do it on Twitter as well, Twitter, LinkedIn, or you can also write me on Instagram. So that is fine. You can also tag Tech they're also one of the awesome guys who go hand in hand with Grow90. You could do that. So if you can, please take a screenshot. Yeah, I would be happy. So yes, coming back to the session, this is where I see things getting spiced up. So as I said, if you have the data and if you have the narration, you can explain it to any layman. So let's say if you have a data of these many number of goods sold to the customers, then you can clearly explain it to anybody. And if you have the data and the visuals, you can clearly enlighten. So let's say this is the data and this is what I build. This is what I built with this particular software. So this is how you should uh, enlighten the customers. You should have a proper visual. Think about it. As I said, we have 5 steps there. And the good thing about this video is it is available every time on YouTube. So you can always come back to the video once it is over. You can always scroll back and forth to come to this point, and you can always get enlightened yourself. And then there is the third part, which is narration and visuals. So I built a visual. What should I do then? If you have a story, if you build a proper story, then that's it. You can engage with the audience, like how I do with you people right now. So it allows you to engage, and that's why I call it a triple E factor: explain, engage, and enlighten. So in my opinion, yes, these are the 3 factors. And yes, so I hope I have given a fair bit of idea on what we can build a story with data. So yes, so now we move on to the Q&A session. I have got a lot of interesting queries. Thanks a lot, Grow90 and TechTable guys, who collected a lot of questions from the students and the student community. So let's move on to the question and answer session. In the meantime, you can always post any questions if you have on the YouTube link that you're watching it right now. Yes, I'll quickly move on to the question section. Just a second. So let's move into the questions, guys. Yes. So let's move into the Q&A session. So do you guys see the video? I mean, see me on screen. If yes, just type a yes on comment section of the YouTube. Yes. So I have a lot of interesting questions from some of the guys. I'll try to answer as much as possible because I don't want to suck up all of your time. First up, so what are the opportunities in data science field? So before answering this question, I would like to inform you to stay home and follow the rules and regulations that each and every government imposes on you. Just stick to it. Let's uh, I mean, come over it. So this COVID is like a temporary problem that is haunting us. But don't worry, guys. We'll come over it, and we'll look after what next after this COVID. So what are the opportunities in data science field? As I said, there are 3 main categories. So you can be a data analyst, you can be a data engineer, you can be a data scientist, and in some cases you can also go for the fourth option, which is a data visualization expert. So here you go. I mean, like, you have 4 options. If you are good at SQL, you can be a good data analyst. And if you can uh, and what are the uses of data science engineer? Data engineers, they mostly work with your data cleaning up, and they'll just so to say they'll work more with the cloud nowadays. So they'll be more into AWS, Amazon Web Services, if you have heard of. That is one thing. And what languages do we need? As I said, for programmers, go with R or Python. For non-programmers, you can look into NIME. It is KNIME, NIME. Yes. What else? So I want to become a data scientist. What are the paths I need to proceed? It's like if you are a fresher or if you are zero on data science, you have platforms like Guvi as well, which is from Chennai, and you can also enroll with some mentorship programs from TechTable, Grow90, and there are a lot of interesting companies which would help student community grow your profile, learn it by heart. And what else? Which language is the best for data science? In my opinion, and machine learning from the basics. Yes, let's get there. Which programming language? There was a question from Edward. Which programming language is used to develop interactive simulation? There is no single programming language for that. I mean, you can go with multiple options. I would recommend you to explore Python. If not MATLAB, you can try that. But with Python, I assume you could do that. Applications of data science. Okay. So a question from Anusha. Yes, Anusha. Thanks for the question. So applications of data science. So the things that you see online. Let's give you a. Let me give you a simple example. So on Facebook, if you log in, you can see friends you may know. So it's all about a recommendation engine. So even after this video, you might get videos you might like, videos you might see. So if you hear a AR Rahman song, for example, you will of course get another AR Rahman song in your playlist in the future. So that is how it works. So a lot of recommendation engines, a lot of chat bots. So if you log into some website and you see a little chat box popping up onto the window, it is a data science application. And let's take another example where you order something on Flipkart. Let's say if you order a laptop, you will of course get another product by email, like a mouse or a keyboard. So that's how it works. Yes. How to develop domain knowledge? Avinash, it's a nice question. In a way, domain knowledge, it comes by experience. So I would say you cannot simply go and gain that particular domain knowledge within hours or over a night. I would say, for instance, I myself work with mobility domain right now. So I am still, to be honest, I'm not really good into this mobility stuffs and all. So it's all about learning step by step, and for sure you will come to that point where you feel you are at that level. And yes, Piyush Agarwal, what is the best way to master data science? There is no such best ways. It is all about how you apply stuffs. Let's take a Kaggle problem, solve it, put it in a GitHub repository, send it to some of your data science friends and colleagues, review it, get recommendations, and ramp up your profile, make your profile visible, make yourself visible as a data science enthusiast, and that's how you roll the ball. And what else? Abhilash, could you please explain which software to start with for data analytics? I have already answered this question, I guess. You can start with Python. If it, it isn't the one for you, then go with R language. And yeah, again, a short notice. You can always take a screenshot of what you're looking at, either the video or the chat window, and you can post it on LinkedIn by tagging Grow90 and me. So yes. Getting back to the questions. Explain the correct path. So there is a question from Ashrafi, explaining the correct path of starting data science. To be honest, there is no real path. So as I already previously mentioned with the webinar in with uh, tech table, I'm just repeating it. So I myself, I come from an electrical engineering background, and I don't have any basics that is related to data science. before I started. So I started with a small project, turned into an internship, and then did a master thesis in Germany here. So since I did my masters in Germany, it was helpful for me in a way to do an internship and a thesis, and that helped me land in a junior data scientist position. So that's how I built my career. So there is no such basic path and all. What would the scope in data science in future? So if you look at the future, there are a lot of interesting applications on every single field, be it robotics, be it automation, pharmaceutical, retail industries, or mobility, for instance. So everybody is into machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science. So the scope is more. So the opportunities will be proportional as well. So it will be more. So just watch out for interesting data science projects, do that, and post it on your LinkedIn. So I would advise each and every one of you to open an account on LinkedIn if you don't have it. For a profession and as a professional, you need to be updated. You need to update yourself in order to know what things are going around in the world. So don't just stick to WhatsApp and PUBG. Uh, there is a lot more out of WhatsApp, PUBGs, and a lot of gamings. So I would urge you to make use of this quarantine period, learn something new, do some cool stuffs, write code snippets, store it in GitHub repositories, and make sure it is available online so that everybody can watch it and review it. So there is a question: R versus Python for data science from Navneet. In my opinion, I mean, you cannot compare these two languages. Both have their own pros and cons. But as an industrial guy, as a guy from industry, I would say Python is more good, much better than R. But nothing against R. R is also good. It is used by a lot of academicians, used by a lot of universities around the globe. So yes. And there is another question from Rohit Raj: data science versus data analytics. I have already answered this question in, I guess, in the last webinar, but yes, I'd like to repeat it again. Data science is something that you build models, you build data products, as I said, chatbot, recommendation engines, and a lot more. So you build a lot, and data analytics is something you find beneath the data. So you explore what you can bring from the data. For instance, a lot of COVID stories that you see on a lot of fancy COVID dashboards. Yes, there were a lot of data analytics behind those dashboards. So if you look deeper into it, you will understand much better. Mm, yes, there is a note from Naga Himanshu, done with tagging on LinkedIn. Thanks a lot, Himanshu. Yes, and there is a question from Ankita. So, how you guess that which algorithm used for different databases? So, as you know, there are n number of algorithms. There are a lot of algorithms. So, you cannot simply learn a couple of algorithms and go with that. I would say keep learning. There are a lot of things to explore in data science. So, take up few algorithms, take up few data sets from Kaggle, for instance, build models, build algorithms, and then one after the other. So try a model. If it doesn't work out, if it doesn't give you the required proximity, then just go for the next one. Just keep improving yourself. That is how you can improvise in this field, and it is much needed. Yes. Data science roadmap. A question from Navaneet Nandakumar. Roadmap for a fresher or for a experienced? Okay, let's put it this way. So you start from somewhere, you want to go to data science, right? So I would say learn Python, start learning Python, or start writing code snippets, put it in a GitHub repository, Start looking for internships, be it unpaid or paid, no matter what it is. Just go for an internship program somewhere in a startup or in a big company. That doesn't matter. Learn the tricks and trades, and then sign up for some mentorship programs like how Grow90 is offering or TechTable is offering. So you can sign up for those things, and then you can stack up the certifications from Udemy, Linda, Coursera, and so on. And then yes, you can try attending a lot of off-campus placements. And if you somehow find an internship, try to do that internship well so that they can hire you later on in your career. And yes, that's how I see it as a path. How can data science be useful in business and industries? Question from Vasu Garg. It is useful in a lot of industries, in the sense the companies that you see every day. So you order a food in Uber Eats or Zomato. They do use a lot of analytics on your data, on what you are ordering and what you eat. So the company that you use to travel, Uber or let's say Ola, they do a lot of analytics on you, where you go and where you start, where you end. So these are kind of real life examples that I can give you at the moment. And Vinay said he can't hear me properly. Okay, something weird for me. Okay. Okay. Okay, what is the starting point? Question from Ravi Teja. Is it ML or DL? In my opinion, don't look at ML, DL, or AI, fancy stuffs. Start with basics. Start with statistics. Just go into the basics, learn statistics, learn statistical concepts, and start coding with Python. So that is where it all starts. So it doesn't start with ML or deep learning. So you're just going to step ahead, but I would recommend you to start with the basics. And, yes, mechanical engineer. Yes, it's not a problem. Is Grow90 provides an internship program? Ankita, I guess they do, but you need to check with Grow90 whether they are providing any kind of internships or not. There is, you can check with them later on. And Python for application oriented seems to be difficult, sir. A note from Sweta. Shweta, everything looks difficult when you try it just once or very few times. Make it a practice. Do it repetitively. So patience, practice, and persistence are the key to be successful in this industry. Can we learn data science by doing projects? Yes, for sure. You can learn anything by doing. Start doing it, you will learn. Uh, Annapurna, there is a question from Annapurna. What are the prerequisites to become a best programmer? In my opinion, there are no best programmers tag in a way. So just you can ramp up your Python skills or programming. Just go through a lot of tutorials and just make use of them on your free times. How to enter self-driving cars using data science? A question from Sailesh Kumar. Again, I would say you are jumping up the ladder. So just get into the automotive field, look what kind of projects you can solve using this data science techniques, and then later on you can always focus on self-driving cars. An interesting question from Raghunath. It is, how is COVID-19 going to impact data science jobs? To be honest, the world is in standstill. I mean, nobody is certain about what's next. So I myself, I am talking from Germany, and you people are listening from India, but things are a bit uncertain on both ends. So I would say make use of this quarantine period, learn new stuffs, new skills. For sure, there will be a rise, there will be a boom after this COVID. So you have to be ready for that boom, because of course once this is done, then a lot of industries will again dump into a lot of analytics. And you know what, because of this analytics and data science, people are like they could see their figures, they could see the numbers in front of them. What is COVID-19 doing to us, and what are the figures of each states and districts around you, and what is that location tracking application that some guys are developing. So everything involves a bit of analytics and data science. So I can be proud that as a data professional, data science is in a way saving a lot of people's lives, and it informs you well ahead. Imagine a period where we don't have any fancy social media stuffs. So now we are just clicking a picture and posting it on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, whatever it is. But if we don't have these social media platforms and these beautiful analytics behind that, then imagine the situation is could have been much more worse than it is now. Okay, there's a question from Sanit. Will I get jobs in good companies like Amazon, Flipkart as data analyst? For sure, you can always go with big shots, but I would recommend you to start with smaller firms, because that is where you learn stuffs in a hard way. So the more you learn, the better it will be for your career. Mhm. Okay. Internship is better or workshop is better? Uh, depends on how you look at things. And in my opinion, I would say uh, anything that involves hands-on training, anything that supports hands-on training would be awesome. Go for it. Be it an internship or be it a workshop, just get your hands on, start working on it, rather than just listening to what others are saying. Just get your hands on, start coding, start writing some snippets, and that's it. Is data analyst or is a mandatory role for data science? No, never. You can be a data scientist without being a data analyst. So that is what I can tell. There's a question from Sophia Isabel. She says, I'm not good in programming from life sciences. It doesn't matter whether you are from life sciences. I already told in another webinar from TechTable. As I said, Google's CEO, or in fact, Alphabet's CEO is our own Sundar Pichai from Chennai. So he had a metallurgical background. So it deals with metals and what it does, what are the impacts that a metal can cause. So from there, if a guy can become a CEO of Google, then why not? I mean, you already have a lot of life sciences experiences. For sure, you have come across a lot of data than any of the others. And Raghunath says, people who are all attending this, I suggest you to follow Vijay on LinkedIn. He shares a lot of cool stuff over LinkedIn where you can learn. Thanks a lot, Raghunath. Thanks a lot for suggesting people to follow me on LinkedIn. Yes, you can follow. I'll post a lot of cool stuffs. Whenever I see something interesting, I always post it on my wall. If you wish, you can also follow me. Thanks a lot, Raghunath. And that's tells. Yes, there's a question from Sachin. He asks, can you please clarify in which part of process will state data storytelling falls in a data scientist role? It isn't something that is a separate entity or a separate job role. Only by gaining experience, only by gaining momentum or gaining exposure to this field, you can be an expert in data storytelling. So once you are at certain point where you will be able to convince a lot of clients and customers, then that's the point. That's where you can be a data analytics expert or a data storyteller who convinces clients and customers to grab projects for your industries. So it is not a separate part of it. it is inclusive. Mhm. So there's a question from Annapurna again. She says, first webinar. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Of course, this is not my first. I have done a couple. So this is how I found my way to kill the quarantine period. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So the responses that I get and the amount of responses, to be honest, it's overwhelming. And once again, I would like to thank you all for being so patient and humble enough to listen to this lengthy video. Thanks a lot. Does certifications really matter? Shashank, in a country like India, which is very huge, you need certifications on top of what you learn because at the end of it, let's imagine if there's a job posting, thousands and thousands of applications will be there. So how do they choose you? Of course, you will have to undergo a lot of interview rounds where you can program, you can showcase your programming skills, but at the end of the day, they'll ask for a certification, whether you are an expert, do you have a master's, do you have any certifications. So that is why it is important to have paperwork on top of what you learned. Jobs affected due to COVID? Yes, there are jobs which are already affected by COVID, but don't worry, things are looking good at the moment. I hope by July or August things will be back on track and you will have a lot more opportunities than before. Are there good master degrees available in data science in India? Since I did my masters in abroad, I'm not really sure about the quality of education or the placements that you get from an university in India. But I can surely say that there are a lot of opportunities outside India as well. So just just look at the options you have. You can be financially good or you can be financially struggling. You can be able to take loans from the banks. Just look at options. Make sure you have proper stuff to do. So yes, just a second. So yes, if you have any other questions, just let me know. I mean, we're already into the 50th minute, if I'm not wrong. So thanks for again being so patient. I'm still seeing close to 50 live. Thanks guys. Thanks for the immense interest and support. And there is a question from Killer Cuts. Are you an IITian, sir? No, I am not an IITian. I am a graduate of Technical University of Munich. So you can Google what is TUM. It is TUM, Technical University of Munich, which is equally on par with IITs, I would say. So I'm a graduate of that particular university from Germany. Mhm. Uh, there is a question from Tulashi Sri. Uh, will they give value to Udemy certificate? Uh, they don't value you if you just have Udemy certifications. So I would recommend you to, as I said, build a repository, put in a lot of codes there, and make it as a second resume. And on top of it, if you have Udemy certifications, for sure they'll gonna accept it. Why not? And there is text from Annapurna. Is your LinkedIn ID Vijay Pravin Maharajan? Yes, it is. I'm available on LinkedIn as Vijay Pravin Maharajan. Will machine learning affect web developers' jobs? Uh, Machine learning affects all kinds of jobs, but it also, on the other side, it provides a lot of opportunities as well. So if you are good at ML, why can't you be the next ML engineer or next ML expert? So Sanit, sorry, Sanit. There is a lot of questions right from the beginning. I might have missed a couple, so don't get me wrong. So how to get good marks in IELTS? IELTS is something not relevant to this particular session, but still, IELTS is an easy exam. I mean, like you can go to any online sources, you can watch the videos, and it's just like an engineering English exam that you had in engineering or basic English. So that is not a big deal. So, domain oriented probably, I mean, like, since I have a lot of questions, I might have missed what you mean by domain oriented, but yes, you need domain knowledge in order to build a beautiful data product, but that is not the only thing. I mean, if you are good at basics, then why not? You can build your own product. Yes, in finance and e-commerce, if you are really good at finance and e-commerce, why not? Why you can build a lot of e-commerce stuffs. I've seen a lot of data products on e-commerce. For instance, Flipkart does a lot of analytics using e-commerce stuffs. So there are a lot of projects in your domains. So just look at what Amazon and Flipkart and big banks are doing. So a lot of banking sectors are into uh, developing a cool data products. So you can also look at that. Siddhartha Ramprakash. I did my bachelor's in Congo Engineering College from Erode. So from there on, I went on to do my master's in TU Munich in Germany. And yes, so that is what I wanted to tell you. It is not where you start, it is how you proceed, how you take things seriously. And if you are patient enough, if you are persistent, if you are consistent enough, then there are no limits. You can be at the top someday in the future. So keep going and just go for it. There is a question from Vaidyanathan. Any bachelor degree available in Chennai in data science? I'm not sure, bro. So probably I can check for it, and I'll let you know by a post on LinkedIn. But yes, at the moment. There's a question from Divyam Jain. It's an interesting one. What's the average salary one receives as he completes degree in data science? It varies from place to place, but to be honest, on an average data scientist, they earn a lot. They earn a lot more than an average IT professional. So you can count me on this. Salaries of data science professionals are really good. Yes, there is an answer from Shailesh Kumar that there is an MSc data science offered by PSG Tech in Coimbatore. Thanks for the information, Shailesh. Okay, okay, guys. Then I guess that's it. We are about to take an hour. So thanks again for your overwhelming responses. It's like I just thought initially I'd do a half an hour session with Grow 90 and Tech Table, but you guys are simply awesome. I mean, if I had to read through all of the questions, it will take take a whole night for me to just go through each and everything of it. So I request you to take a snapshot of the video or the comment section and just tag along myself and Grow 90. And yes, stay connected. I thank each and every one of you, because since it's almost closing in on with 10 o'clock in the evening, right? For me, it's just 5:30. You can see some sunlight getting in from my window. And, thanks a lot. So கண்டிப்பா பார்க்கலாம். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். So it means a lot to me. கேர்ஃபுல்லாக இருங்க. கோவிட் ரொம்ப பயங்கரமான விஷயம். ஸோ ஸ்டே சேஃப், டேக் கேர். Yes, thanks a lot, sir Abhilash. Thank you Rohit Raj. Thank you Sophia Isabel. Thank you Navaneth. Thank you Shailesh Kumar. Thank you Vasu Garg. And thank you, Siddhartha Ram Prakash. Nandrigal, sir. Nandrigal. Abhilash, thank you. Anurupa, thank you for the good information. Thank you. Ashmita Ghosh, thank you, sir. And one more thing, you can also follow me on YouTube. I mean, right now I don't have any uh, particular videos uploaded to my YouTube space. You can also look for my name, Vijay Pravin Maharajan, again on YouTube, on any platform, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on any platform you can find me. Just stay tuned. I'm planning to release a bit of videos, a couple of videos. I mean, I'm not gonna be the next Madan Gauri, believe me. I don't want to say hi, hello, I'm Vijay Pravin. That is not my motto. But yeah, I'll share what all I learned. So transforming one's knowledge to the another person is one of the great qualities that I see in every person. So learn new stuffs, keep going and transform what you learn to the others. So that is how you grow. We rise by lifting others. That is more important, guys. So take it serious and thanks a lot. John Gabriel, your session is very useful for me personally. A good inspiration on this domain. Thanks, John Gabriel. Vaisani Soumya, thank you. Tanush Durarajan, wow, Tamil. தமிழ் தான் ப்ரோ. நான் தமிழ் நல்லா பேசுவேன். திருநெல்வேலி ஏழை வாழன்னு பேசுவேன். பட் சபை நாகரிகம் கருதி ஐம் டாக்கிங் இன் இங்கிலீஷ். So I just said just because there are a lot of audience from across India, I am sticking to English. But yeah, thanks. Anirudh, thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. Anisha, Tontam Seti, thank you. Killer Cuts, thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Vaidyanathan, bye bye. Vinay, thank you. Goenji, thanks a lot. Shruti Chandra, Nandrigal. Dhanush Rajan, thank you from Perundurai. Super. Perundurai தான் படிச்சேன். Thanks a lot, Dhanush. Sanit, how many years of experience in data analytics is needed to good companies like விட மாட்டியாடா நீ Sanit, it's not like amount of experiences take you to the big companies. It's about how you do things and how you perform well in interviews. So it's like even a fresher can go join in Google by clearing 7 or 8 interviews. But that's not your goal should be. Your goal should be learning the basics, applying them, and performing well in each and every task that has been given to you. So keep going. I wish you all the very best, Sanit. Thank you, Sri Harsa Varanasi. Thank you. Yes, Gokul. Continue your motivation, sir. Gokul, na motivation kudugala, but anyways, thanks a lot. Brinda Yoga, thank you. Niteshwaran, danke Sean. Bitte. Shweta, thank you. Killer Cuts, thank you. Name super irukku, Killer Cuts. Tulasi Sri was very informative. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Tulasi. This is what I am trying to tell you, people. If you learn something, transform it to some other person. You'll do a lot of good. Can't leave this session even now. Such a wonderful stuff you gave us. Thanks a lot, Kitana Annapurna. I'm really blessed and happy to see this comment. I'll take a screenshot of it because once the video ends, I'll lose all this chat. You can also take a screenshot of these particular thank you times and can send it to me later on if you are so kind enough. Thank you, Saneth. Finally a heart from you because you were asking as if I was skipping your question. That was not my intention, Sanit. There were a lot of comments and questions in the comment section, so I might have missed yours. Tulashi Sri, you have the best communication skills. Nah, come on, not at all. I'm just a beginner. There are a lot of people who are more eloquent than me. So that's it. Stay safe. Soumitra Day, thanks a lot. You too. Grow90, thanks a lot, guys, for the wonderful responses. Yes, thanks a lot, Grow90. I hope you have taken a couple of screenshots from these window. I need them for sure. Navaneet Nandakumar, as a coding enthusiast, it is important to stay motivated. Thanks for this motivation. Thanks, Nandakumar. Keep going. Keep hits up, chin up, and keep moving. Srinivas, thank you, sir. It means a lot. John Gabriel, wishes from Erode. Oh, okay, nice. Another guy from Erode. Anurupa, thank you once again, sir. Thanks a lot. Madhikara Timareddy, thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Love from Andhra Pradesh. Tulasi Shri, thanks a lot. Love from Germany, love from Tamil Nadu, love from Tirunelveli, where I was born. Ashrafi, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Vaidyanathan, thank you. Good night for good. Can I expect one more webinar again, Annapurna? Yes, of course. If Tech Table and Pro 90 come up with a new topic, an interesting topic, of course, for sure we can do that in future. And thank you very much for the information, Sachin. Thank you, Anurupa. Nitishwaran, was is deine Inspiration? Meine Inspiration. I mean, ich habe viele Dinge. So we'll do a webinar on that for sure. Okay, guys. Then thanks a lot. It was pleasure talking to you all, and I hope